It was supposed to be the happiest morning of her life, the first morning as a wife. The sun rose gently over the small town, bathing the little compound in golden light. But inside the bridal room, there was only silence. No laughter, no footsteps, only the wind pushing against the thin curtains. On the bed lay her wedding veil, torn, crumpled, and stained with something that looked like dirt. Grace was gone. Just hours ago, she was dancing in her white gown. Now, she had vanished, without a single goodbye. Kwame, the groom, woke up alone. At first, he thought Grace had gone to the kitchen, but minutes turned to hours. He checked every corner of the house. Nothing. Her shoes were still by the bed, her jewelry on the table. Her phone lay on the floor, its screen cracked. Fear rose in his chest. He ran to her family's compound, but when her mother opened the door and saw him alone, holding the torn veil, her knees buckled. By midday, the news had spread like wildfire. The whole town was buzzing. Some whispered that Grace had been kidnapped. Others claimed she had run away with an old lover. The market women shook their heads. A woman does not vanish the day after her wedding without a reason, one said. But no one knew the truth, and the more people speculated, the more Kwame's hands trembled. The police arrived in the afternoon. They searched the house, the backyard, even the small patch of cassava behind the fence. Then, one officer found something near the back gate, a single red high heel, half buried in the mud. It was the shoe Grace wore at the wedding reception. But there was more. Faint footprints leading into the bush and tire marks not far behind. That evening, Grace's best friend, Amma, came forward. She hesitated before speaking. Grace told me, if anything happened to her, I should check the small wooden box under her bed. The police retrieved it. Inside was a faded photograph of Grace as a child with a man no one recognized, and behind the photo, a letter dated just a week before the wedding. Grace, you belong to me. If you marry him, I will come for you. It was unsigned. The room was heavy with tension as the police questioned Kwame. He finally admitted something he hadn't told anyone. 2 nights before the wedding, he whispered, I saw a man watching our house. I asked him what he wanted, but he didn't answer. He just smiled and walked away. The description matched no one in the village, but Amma's eyes widened. She had seen that same man on the road to the church. At dawn the next day, the search moved beyond the village. The police followed the tire marks into the dense forest road. The air was thick, the path narrow. Suddenly they found something hanging from a low tree branch. Grace's wedding necklace, broken. The trail was fresh. Whoever took her was close. Hours later, they stumbled upon a small abandoned house deep in the forest. The windows were boarded, but faint sounds came from inside, muffled crying. The officers broke the door, and there she was, Grace. Her gown was gone, replaced with an old wrapper. She was barefoot, her eyes swollen from tears, but before she could speak, a man bolted out the back door. The police chased him through the bush and caught him near a riverbank. When they brought him back, Grace froze. Her lips trembled. That's him, she whispered. It was the man from the photograph, the same man she had feared for years. His name was Kweku Mensah, her biological father, a man she thought had died when she was 6. Kweku confessed. He had left Grace's mother years ago after a bitter fight. He claimed Grace was promised to a family friend in marriage from birth, and that by marrying Kwame, she had broken an agreement he intended to keep. She is mine, he hissed, but the law thought differently. He was taken away in handcuffs. Grace returned to the village in the late afternoon. Women came out to embrace her, some in tears. Kwame stood at the edge of the crowd, unsure if she would still want him. Slowly, she walked to him, and in silence, took his hand. The whole village exhaled as one. The wedding ring still shone on her finger, but Grace knew things could never be the same. She had survived, but a shadow from her past had almost stolen her future, and though the man was gone, his words still echoed in her mind. You belong to me. Sometimes the people we fear most are the ones who share our blood